It didn't play. Why didn't it play? Yeah, wait. Hi. Um, Hi. It's me, Mario. Uh, so Guy is running a couple minutes late. So it's me starting us out. And I am actually, this is a piece that a person had asked me to draw for them. So I am drawing it. And I'm very glad they asked me to do it because I'm not sure if another artist could have done this justice. Not trying to diss other people, but this is an extremely. I just heard a boop boop. Is there a?
It's me. I'm here.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you for starting. I had to go to the bathroom.
Is that what happened?
Oh, you rescued me. Well, we were at our Tuesday, Thursdays now. We're still, we were meeting at the other spot. So when Brian attacks next time on Fox, you'll get there. Keep going. Keep going. No.
I'm not sure how to do this.
Not that way.
There we go.
The bottom
There we
one.
go.
Pull me over to the left. So yeah, we were at the Thursday night thing, and Shauna was there, and Joe Becker was there, and
Wow.
Garuda was there, and we had like all kinds of people.
Yeah, I could not be there.
It's totally
today,
cool. No expectation of you being there, but
today was a rough day.
this is a drawing day then.
Yeah, it was.
Funny, you and Joe probably could commiserate.
Yeah, we had to pick up Dad's ashes today, and yeah, that was not fun. Happy times.
So Brian,
What's that?
Dad's ashes.
Ah,
I'm with you. As in, it stays here with me, so that there's a bit of. Yes, I did. I'm totally up to date.
oh, there's more people.
Colton. Colton's joining us. Now it's time to do this one. And I don't need Brian tax. Nope. I'm going to just do that. All right. I haven't heard Colton yet, but he's there. Yeah. I got to admit, Strange New Worlds, that was pretty kick butt. That episode was sweet. Alrighty. Colton! Boy, you're into throwing us into the lake, aren't you there? Hey, Teresa Tessa Queen. Coming in from Twitch.
Hello, Tess. So
Is that you?
she is actually the person that commissioned this drawing that I am working on right now, and I'm
Let me
very
swap guys so that Brian is directly underneath. Brian's drawing is directly underneath Brian. Can you hear us, Colton? We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Your microphone's off.
How about now?
Now we can hear you.
Okay.
You also muted our music somehow.
I hadn't turned it on yet.
Oh.
I'm so professional.
We discovered, Colton, there's onboard music. It's like, that's what this is. It's like totally an onboard music that just comes with Restream.
Oh.
So that's an extra stream in there that means that you're not relying on my Colt's art. Hey, look, you actually have a thing that says, good job, Colt.
Oh, that thing's linked? I didn't know that was linked. Holy crap.
I feel like...
I hear you, Brant.
Did you get your trash done? Okay. Good. Good night, Boog. I love you. Wait, here. Stand up. Not your butt. I just don't want to hug your butt.
1, 2, 3,
4. You're up.
I need a boom. There we go. That looks good. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
I'm gonna close the video in a second and get to work. Get to cracking. Your last day tomorrow.
Oh no.
Oh, they out of school?
Yeah, but up until this year, my wife has been an all year round teacher since she started.
Mm-hmm.
And when we first started this, the whole thing was, hey, you being a teacher means we'll get summers off. That was like 8 years ago. And like we have not had a summer off yet. This is our first summer off where she really legitimately has the summer off.
That's
like
awesome.
a normal teacher. And it's so exciting.
What's normal?
I don't know.
Because you're tiny. Hang on. There we go. Now there. Yeah. She's all excited because she gets like a summer off.
Lurk. Oh no.
Thanks for the lurk.
And she's got a Zero shirt.
Yep.
Or kept distracted. Got it. Yeah, don't alert them about this stream test.
What's up?
Last time I was there, one of my batteries
I was
last.
like, that's not Guy. It took me a second. I was like, wait a second.
I'm hoping that was because I didn't charge it, not because it's battery. Because it's $60. Better.
Do we have to actually, like, you have to set that up, right, Brant? For lurk?
I think so.
To lurk?
Yeah, so if someone sets lurk, it still gives you credit for them actually watching the show.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, that's what lurking does.
Oh. Well, that's kind of cool.
You just have to set it up.
I mean, you have to set up the lurk?
Yeah.
Someone does.
I don't
It's a
know how
command
to
you have
do
to set
that.
up for your stream. I'm still learning all that stuff.
Right. Elephant and rhino for me. Okay, why? Oh,
I'm not exactly up on it. So, but we'll get this figured out as time goes on.
Oh,
I'm
so
not
it is through,
worried
okay.
about that.
So it is through that. All right, that's cool. I'll figure that out here one day.
So it sounds like everybody in the world was at the drawing it thing tonight.
yeah.
The what?
So we were just having our normal drawing club, and we had Shauna showed up, and Becker showed up, and I mean, like,
In person?
yeah,
Nice.
I think Becker's had a rough time. So
Yeah, I talked to him before COVID, and I was like, he wasn't doing so hot.
yeah, COVID did not do him any favors. So
No.
it's a bummer. I mean, COVID didn't do anyone any favors, but
Yeah,
Certain people, yes. Not everybody.
definitely
So,
not me. It did a number on me.
yeah, but I mean, that was what I was talking about, was the weirdness of COVID in general.
So he's not listening to you, Brent. Got it.
Who's not listening to Brent? I don't use Stream Elements. I don't even know what a Stream Element is, Brent. So it's not a matter of you. I have zero clue what you're talking about. So, I mean, I would use it if I knew what it did.
Mhm.
But it's not a
It's a
matter
streaming
of not listening
program.
to
I know
you.
that
I
part.
don't have any idea. Streaming program for like Restream?
I think it's like
Sort of.
Restream, where it sets up. You can set up everything, and also like lurk commands and whatnot. So like if someone wants to lurk, like use lurk, you still get credit for them lurking.
Okay.
So Brent, with that one, I was an introvert. Like I still like my alone time and whatnot, but I was like very out there going, and it completely almost destroyed my extrovert side.
Mm-hmm.
Like I go out now and I have fun, but still, like I just don't do it anymore.
Right. It just killed me. I'm an extrovert. I don't have a lot of introvert in me. I mean, I have a little bit. Like, I like downtime a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Well, that was
no,
like I thought I was a full-blown extrovert, but apparently I'm not. After I did that, like after COVID, I was like, wow, I'm actually more introverted than I thought I was.
yeah, I mean, no, I am still 100% extrovert. And I love being with people. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, there are some things, like, if you're too depressing, like the entire time is just a constant stream of griping about your life, then yeah, I can be a little bit introverted at that point.
Right.
But I mean, especially, man, if I can get together with people and we all can sit here and like talk about, you know, space or
Star
the
Trek?
future of the universe or Star Trek, or I don't care. Yeah, Star Trek.
Right.
Who wants to talk about Star Trek? I'm in. That's a given. But I mean, like, I don't know, that's my jam. And I just work so well in that environment. And of course, you know, my dear and loving wife is so very much not an extrovert. And it works really well because she sends me out and I go out and just mix with the people and I come back and I bring her food. And this works.
And then I bring your food. She's like, I was doing my introvert thing. You brought me food. We're good. I'm going back to my introvert thing.
Everything's fine. Works for me. I don't mind at all.
Why aren't you doing the thing? Why aren't you going to the right? But
so it allows for better
We're gonna try
moderation
this.
on the streams. So it is a pay per month thing like Restream, or is it a
there it
we
goes.
connect our Restream to it and then move it along? Is the question I guess I'm kind of after at that point.
I know it's free.
Yeah. Somebody's blaming Dad in the other room. I blame Dad.
That's when
I
you
blame
run.
Dad too.
I feel like I just got blamed for something. That's what I hear in the other room. And I'm like,
Run,
oh, wait a
guy,
minute.
run!
I know, right?
It's not safe.
I got in trouble. Something's my fault. I don't know how I did it.
There we
I
go.
know
Awesome.
what I did.
All right.
Colton's loud. I'm gonna turn Colton down a little. So, just so Brian, so you know, down at the bottom down there, you can see the bars that show volume.
Yeah.
So if our microphones are out of balance, you can help balance them.
Cool.
And like Colton's a little closer to his mic right now than you and I are, so I'm seeing more green bars on him. So I'm just pulling him back to about 84 or 80 or about 80. Or 84.
Oh, am I really? Am that
All right, dude. Like I said, I got you balanced. That's the whole point. Reason why we have the little controllers. So Brian is a co-host now. They let me put together a team. So
Wow.
Brian can now start the show, run the show, and close the show, and has all the little controls I do.
That makes more sense on with what you said, like in the chat of like, all right, Brian, you can start it. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. And that actually was intentionally done so that I can like go see my sister and we can keep doing this. Right.
Yeah.
As
What?
long as Brian and I are not gone.
Guy gets a free time? No.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, it's bound to happen on occasion.
True.
Right. So I'm excited about this because like we can get stuff done. You guys aren't stuck with me forever.
But I like
go.
you guys.
I like you too. But I can like go see my sister and you guys will keep doing your work. Because that's important. We gotta keep our work. We gotta keep doing our work, man. We can't stop. Can't stop the signal.
Well, I don't think Tess would let me stop. Like, I think that if I
good.
stopped, she would personally come from Australia to make sure I work. She would also come to Australia to make sure I rest as well.
Also good. So long as we're not resting at the same time, we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, guys. This page, I think, is ready to roll. I like how the nature of this camera angle makes Chang look like she's listing the port. The thing. Gonna work. Holy crap. It worked in the first try. That in and of itself probably shocks me more than anything. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. She's not awake at the end of this episode, so that could still occur without having to rescript. But what Brent is alluding to is the first time that we meet Alex, the time traveling character. They're all the bubbles are in Tamarbeshi. Mm-hmm. So when she sees them talking, they're all speaking in Tamarbeshi. Tamarbeshi, for those of you who are not familiar, is the written language here. That's this written language. It's Tamarbeshi. Because this is Earth 500, or this is humans 500 years from now, and they have a merged language that no longer, that's not English or anything. It's all of the languages merged together. That's not a bad idea. I actually was thinking about something like seeing it from her point of view I was thinking of starting the next issue off with her skateboarding here in town, in Arvada, because that way you're sort of getting that she was here on Earth physically. Because we let that go at the end of this issue, so it's not a secret anymore. So that's what I was thinking of doing. Now I have to call in all of these weird shadows because for some reason, and I don't know why, we have
I don't know what I'm turning on and off now.
you swapping music. What are you doing?
Ah, okay, got it. That's no, that wasn't a wrong layer moment. That was me trying to figure out what I had a layer that I had copied, and I was trying to figure out what that layer was.
I don't know why it didn't put their shadows in it.
Eh.
It didn't put shadows in. A lot of frames not rigged. Will be. Here, be. Hey, 201.
Oh, is that start finally?
Yeah,
Nice.
we're gonna actually get two episodes tomorrow night. Let's kick butt. And I mean, I don't look forward to it as much as I look forward to Star Trek, but I do look forward to it. I like Star Wars too.
I'm curious what they're going to do with it.
Hopefully, they won't have a embarrassing moment where they go, "What's a baby Yoda?"
Right?
You know, add in a cute character that everybody wants and have no idea about it.
Oh, no, they knew.
They knew. They really knew.
They were just playing it off. Like, oh, yeah, we never thought that it was actually going to be a hit. Like, yeah, right.
Except that, yeah.
No, I actually think they didn't know because it was on Disney Plus and a different team. I think that side, the two sides weren't talking to each other. So they were going full on marketing with episode 3 and were legitimately caught off guard by how popular it was.
I still don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's a stretch.
I was going to say, marketing
I've
101,
I've
cute
known
shit
too many-
sells.
Yeah. Cute
I was
little
like,
baby
any
stuff.
marketing person that ever did anything like that, marketing cute sells.
Cute
Oh,
sells.
yes, absolutely cute sells. But that was the biggest. They had a choice between cute or the Star Wars movie. And they
What do you mean, the
chose
Star Wars movie.
because episode 9 came out at the same time as Mandalorian. So
Also,
they had a
episode
choice.
9 was in production longer than Mandalorian.
But still,
So they started it before then.
Still, when it came out, they were caught off guard by how popular Mandalorian was. Because they
Yeah, how popular
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian was.
Now
not
that
by
I-
that
that I'll
would make
believe.
sense.
I believe
But
it. They didn't
Just
know
because of
Mandalorian.
Baby Yoda, no.
They
They
knew
did
what
that
they
one
were
on
doing.
purpose.
Yeah, Baby Yoda. I'm not gonna say it. There's no way. I only took
That caught him
a
off guard.
year
No,
of
I could see
marketing classes, and
Mandalorian
I knew
being a
that.
bigger hit, and they're not realizing how much it was gonna be a hit. That part I can actually believe.
Yeah,
But
I'll
the
buy
Baby
that.
Yoda thing, no.
Yeah, that's the thing is I only took 1 year of marketing, and I knew as soon as I saw Baby Yoda, I'm like, well, we'll see that one in the stores, and they get paid a whole lot more than I do.
In like a week, and it wasn't within a week.
Yep. So yeah, but yeah, I'll agree with you. Mandalorian, I don't think they knew whether that was going to work or not. And
I didn't think it was gonna be as big as it was. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, all right, cool, Mandalorian, sweet. Also, but I'm like still over here being very skeptical of Disney.
taking over
It's not even just taking over, just doing it justice.
and doing
They're
it right.
still doing pretty good, but like I'm waiting for them to be like, all right, cool, now we can tank it. You know?
Fair.
That's just me.
Now that I wouldn't be against that.
I don't know. I just don't see them. I don't know, because they came in all at once, bought out Marvel, bought out LucasArts, all within like a year of each other. Like that year just came in and bought out a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm just like, I see this going under sometime if they actually do it. But Disney owns a lot, though.
Also true.
Would I work for them? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat.
They offer me a job, I will take that job. But I also understand why people get burned out there too, because you get that one job and that's all you're doing. Well, like people like when they go into like Disney and whatnot, they think they're going to be a character artist and creating a whole bunch of different characters. No, it's usually like, oh, you're going to be drawing Pluto. Awesome, I'm drawing Pluto. Sweet, the dog. Great. Guess what you're doing for the next 15 years? You're still drawing just Pluto. They're not giving you other projects. You're just doing Pluto. So in that sense, that's more.
But
like
anybody who knows about the 9 Old Men era of Disney, that has not changed. That has not changed since the 30s. It hasn't changed since. So I mean, if you aren't up to date enough with your Disney to know that, then you're not doing your job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that hasn't been any different since the 9 Old Men era of Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not like this is any different than it's always been.
Right.
It's still sad, yes, but
right.
It doesn't make it any better, but there's, they have a formula that works, and it works.
Hey, they're still making big money, so
yeah.
So what do you guys think of? What do you guys think of the Winnie the Pooh horror movie that's coming out?
I think that's the creepiest thing I have seen in a long ass time.
Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
Yes, they are, because Winnie the Pooh went into
public domain.
Public domain. They're making a Winnie the Pooh horror movie, and it is legit creepy. I love it so much.
I don't think they should, but okay.
It's not up to us.
I know. The only reason I say I don't think they should because it's a kid's story.
Yeah, well,
this isn't Disney that's doing it.
I know it's not Disney. I'm just saying though.
Disney's Pooh is not out yet.
Winnie the Pooh has always been for kids, and I don't know. It's not my project, So I can't really say much on that.
Hey, can I switch to lo-fi?
Yes, go for it.
Sweet.
Not in lo-fi.
There we go.
I was just putting on something different from yesterday.
Cool. I've got no problem with it. It's actually kind of nice to have music. You know?
Yeah. I'm glad I was able to recharge my batteries a bit this evening. I went and watched a fun stream, and it kind of really helped
Reset you.
bring me out of a funk. And God, I needed that laugh.
There we go.
Yeah, I have been pretty ganky today. I don't know what my deal is. I've been like dancing and running around and all kinds of stuff. Carrying on. Been in
I
a
had one of
great
my
mood.
bosses though. He looked at me, he's like, "Why? You look extra happy for some reason. I don't
Yeah, right?
get it." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's because I'm literally in my last week of school for this semester. I actually get a little bit more freedom." He's like, "Oh, that makes sense now."
Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm only ganky because it's the last.
You get to
I'm
hang
out
out
of
with your
school.
wife more after.
Yeah, I get to hang out
this
with
week?
people. We get to actually like pretend like we're a real family and everything,
What's that?
right?
What's a real family? Hold on.
All right. Ho up.
What is this strange thing of which you speak?
Ho up.
What is this family?
But yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. Maybe that is it. It must be that. But I've been like and doing great on drawing, cooking along at a good clip.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're doing great here.
Well, and that's just it. Is like having the collective to just draw with has been so nice lately.
Yeah, just having a place.
Yeah.
I would have been here most of the week, but I just been literally like since school's pretty much like kind of slowed down. I'm just like I'm vegging out right now, and I don't feel like drawing.
No,
Well-
and that is totally fair.
That's
Well,
why I was like, all
no,
right.
it's not. We have to mock him. Remember, that's our jobs.
No, mock me,
Ryan,
please. Mock me. I
you're
want to hear
forgetting
it.
your job.
I gotta hear what you have to say. Come on, guy, give it to me. Give it
Tell
to
me how
dude.
you really feel about this situation.
Right?
Well, that was like so. Like this piece right here is for a final. I turned in the final, and my teacher's like, "I know it's not done." I was like, "That is true. It is not done." And he's like, "But you went above and beyond what I was actually expecting you to do. So here's an A-." I'm like, "I will take that." He's like, "But here's the only agreement that you're gonna get for this A-." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Once you finish this piece, please send me a picture." I'm like, "Okay." I was like, "I will take your A- for that. That's my only requirements. I will do it." So like, I was like, "All right, cool," because I like I'm doing right now. The hair is not done. I still need to work on some of the skin stuff, and like the lighting on the clothes is definitely not done. and I have to still kind of tweak with all that stuff. But I just burnt myself out. I was so just drained. I was like, nope, it's getting turned in. Whatever I get is what I get. And he was like, no, this is better than everybody else that turned their stuff in. So yes, here you go. I'm like, oh, thank you. So, and there were some really good pieces that came through. I was really surprised he told me that. So.
That's good. Yeah, and definitely that's actually kind of one of the reasons why I wanted Brian to be able to take the helm.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise I can't.
Oh, if you did that, if you were like, hey, I'm gonna go see my sister for a week, have fun, like figure it out, I would just start streaming on my own stream.
Well, yeah, but we want to be able to collect people.
Right. No, and I'm not saying that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying like that's usually what I would have done. I'd be like, all right, cool, I'll just start mine. Because I've done that like on Saturdays and Sundays.
Sure.
I feel like streaming. I'm like, cool, we're not on. So I'm like, all right, I'm going live. I just want to draw for a bit, hang out with some people. This is what we're doing.
That's the other thing we could.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that more as well.
I was gonna say
because I'm drawing all the time as is.
Might as well stream. Might as well give people what they want. Watching a whole bunch of artists struggle. Everybody loves that.
Teacher. I'm really curious. After I said that, hold on, I got to see the other stuff. I just realized my other teachers haven't said anything in the past 2 days with my other finals. Truth. My teacher likes to send us artist quotes.
Yeah.
This one was every artist was first an amateur.
Also true. Also, I like the quote that says that all of us have some 2,000 or 3,000 really bad drawings inside us, and the only thing we can do is draw them out.
Mm-hmm.
I like the concept and idea of that. Just the thought of the fact that we are just, there's nothing you can do. They're in there and they just have to come out, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. I just like the idea because it takes
and
the
sometimes
pressure
even
off.
when you're a professional, they resurface.
Yep, they'll still come out.
Artists are simple people with complex minds. Scotty Waves.
I don't have issues. I have volumes.
Also true.
I have bookshelves.
Yeah, but they're lovely bookshelves. I mean,
Oh, thank you.
you really outdid yourself in getting those bookshelves.
I know.
They
I'm
go with the
looking at them
curtains.
now, and I'm like, I don't need more books. And then my friends send me links. Like last night, my friend's like, we were sitting here. I was talking to her on Discord, and we're just sitting here talking. She's like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Look at this book," and I was like, "Don't do this to me."
No.
It was like It was like a mythological illustrated, like mythos book, and I was like, "Why are you doing this to me right now?" She's like, "Because if you buy it, I don't have to buy it, and I could just come over and look at it." I'm like, "That is the worst thing to say to me right now." And then I was like, "What does my bank account say?" It's like, it says I can do it. Crap. I might be buying this book soon.
Oh no.
That's how half my collection in like comics and everything happened. It was literally, well, when I was with the Red Team Go thing, it would be free comic book day, end up at comic shop. Don't like what the free comic books are, so I started digging, and I was like, oh, this one looks cool. Next thing I noticed, I have to collect it.
Yep.
I was like, why am I doing this to myself? now I've pretty much got rid of most of my collections, but I'm keeping the ones I really like, and I'm still missing pieces to it. And I just haven't been to a comic book store to see if I can find the rest. So I'm terrified to go find the rest. If I do, I don't know.
Nicely done.
Okay, let's see what. Let's see how she feels about this. Hope she likes it. I was like, I'm going to write my comic this evening. And then I started working on this. And then I hit that point of, well, I'm going to do this instead because I need a break.
Thing to have.
I don't need to start issue 3 right away, even though I am.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Okay, color layer. By the way, that subview thing that you showed me the other day, I don't know if it was you. No, it was Kat that showed it to me. The subviewer in there.
Mm.
Oh my god, that has also changed a lot of things.
Subviewer. Oh, you mean you can bring up a different picture in the upper view? I hate people.
So see the navigation.
Uh-huh.
There is another tab, and if you go to that tab, it's called Subview, and you can drop a reference image into that subview, and it'll allow you to like pick colors off the reference image, and so you can scroll in and out of it. You can take a look at it, the picture as a whole, or you can go ultra in and take a look at the detail for a part.
Well, that's irritating that I didn't know about that until now.
Yeah, Kat posted on her Twitter feed. She's like, and don't forget about the subview. And I'm like, what is this magic?
I forgot about the
of which you
subview.
speak?
Right. I have forgotten about the subview. What do you mean by don't forget about the subview? I've forgotten. What do you mean? Yeah.
No, I was straight up, what is this magic of which you speak?
Yep. Weird. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. But you know what? I don't care. It's not going to affect what I'm doing, so we're good. That, however, will.
So I hope that Becker's doing better now that.
He does seem to be a lot better.
That's good. I mean, I haven't seen him create in a long time, but then again, I haven't been following his.
You should see. Well, he hasn't been posting a lot.
He doesn't post.
But he brought his sketchbook tonight. And he's been doing some exquisite pieces.
Is that the group with Bob and them or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And by Bob and them, it's me and Bob. And
I remember you invited me once, and I was like, oh, yeah, I would love to when I get free time.
Yep. Yeah.
Because also you guys like meet outside my hours.
Yeah. It's these are better hours for you anyway.
I think you guys get like 4 or something like that.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay. Not quite black, but close. Whatever. Not enough to make me worry or make me redo the drawing, but still, like a weird. Why would you choose that? I also had a good evening hanging out with my kiddo. That was good.
You mean you actually got to hang out with him and you didn't play Magic the entire time?
Yeah, he played Magic the entire time, but
Okay.
before and after playing Magic the entire time, I got to hang out with him. But I was marveling.
Aren't you a Magic player?
Yeah, but I don't go to drawing club to play Magic.
Oh, that's fair.
I play Magic with my buddies who play Magic.
That's fair. I just remember the one day I did come over to your house back in the day. You had like all these Magic cards laid out. You're like, "Yep, we're getting ready to do our thing." I was like, "Oh, fun."
Yeah, no. I totally play Magic. I just don't play Magic when I'm at drawing club because we're supposed to be drawing.
Which people forget about.
And instead play Magic. Well, now, like the kids that are there, they're all into Magic, and that's cool. I don't have a problem with that at all. It's when all of us artists start playing Magic that I'm like, no, wait a minute, guys. You know why we're here, right? You know what we're doing, right?
Oh, do you guys have a lot of kids go there?
Well, I mean, obviously Bob's son shows up, and then he brings his buddy, and I actually really like the buddy that he brings along because I think he's got a young sibling about my kid's age, because the way he treats my kid is very much like you'd treat a younger sibling, like very patient, very, just very tolerant. He's just a good guy. And I mean, they're both teenagers. They're both upper teenagers, lower 20s, somewhere in there, but still, he just really patient with my kid, and my kid loses his temper and stuff like that. And even when he does, this guy is like really good to him, and I just really appreciate him. My kid's just on the verge of puberty, and so it's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be fun. It's going to get ugly here quick, and it's just nice that he's tolerant, he's patient, puts up with a lot, and it's just really cool. So
nice. That's awesome.
It is nice. It's really nice. But what's even more interesting, and I was saying this today, is my kid has his own world going on there now. I mean, like, he goes with me to drawing club, but he's not there for the drawing club. He's there to play Magic with the other kids who are there to play Magic with him. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing their own thing, and I think that's just really neat. Awesome. It's like has nothing to do with me. I mean, it does. I like driving. I drive there with him and stuff like that. But
you still get to like actually see him just kind of. He's there and he's just doing his thing.
Yeah, it's really weird with kids. The weirdest thing I'm running into is when my kid has his own world.
Mm-hmm.
That is always so strange because, all of this child's life has been connected to me, inextricably, like impossible to break free. And so now all of a sudden, here's my kid living his own life, doing his own things with people that I interact with but don't know, very well or anything like that. And it's just kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting thing. I don't know. That's for some reason there are things that I expected.
Growing up.
Yeah, there are things I expected out of being a parent when I became a parent. Like I knew these things were going to happen. Like I knew somewhere along the line he was going to make friends at school, and I would not know these kids. What I did not expect was that he would connect with my friends and have a completely different relationship that has
Right.
nothing to do with me. Like his interaction with David, him and David, they have their own thing, and it's their own little whatever, and they do it themselves, and it's has nothing to do with me at all, and that's kind of cool. So that's all. I just think that's
I'm guessing David is Bob's friend.
Oh, David's another one of the artists. Yeah.
Wait,
You
David?
may not-
David?
Yeah, David.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you met him.
Yeah, I've seen him. I saw him at RMC, I think. He was hanging out with Bob.
Yep. Same David. But yeah, like the kid and him, they like wrestle, and they have their own thing, and they do their own thing. It's just really cool.
Is that the one that's hanging out with your son that you're talking about? That's David?
Yeah. David, yeah.
Nice.
Well, no. There's Bob's son. I try not to say our kids' names on
stream. Oh yeah, no, I know his kids. So yeah.
Oh yeah. The I think it's the youngest one that's been hanging out with us a lot.
Glasses or no glasses?
No glasses.
No glasses. Wait, does he look like Bob? Like
right?
a younger version?
Do you think yeah, it kind of looks like Bob, younger version.
Okay, yeah. I know which one it is. One definitely took after his mother, the other one took after Bob. So that's why I know
that. just the way you describe that is great.
It's true. If you put both of them next to each other, like when they were first when I lived with them, like I could see that they were they're related. And I was like, okay, you guys are related, but like when you get like a family together and there's like all the brothers, and you're like, oh yeah, they're all brothers. Like they're all very similar in their own way.
Yeah,
they were very kind of like vice versa. And one, like the one, his youngest, was like, I looked at him and I looked at Bob. I was like, Bob, it's literally a mini you. He literally looks like you.
Yeah,
I would have seen you like this when you were 12. And he's like,
exactly.
Yeah, that's the scary part, is because he acts like me too. I'm like, see?
He comes, so he's got.
That's why I asked that question.
Yeah, it's one of his buddies.
Mm-hmm.
It's with us.
Okay, cool.
And that guy is like really good with kids, and just really good with my kid, and so just really appreciate him. I even said that today whenever I left. I was like, I just want you to know I appreciate it. Thank you for being a good person to my kid.
That's cool.
Yeah. Because I mean, they came to the drawing club to be part of the drawing club. They didn't come to the drawing club to take care of a 12-year-old, Well, to be fair,
right.
My 12-year-old's also pretty happy just working on his music, which is what he does.
I mean, we were the same way when we were doing the Perkins thing, though. Like, Raph would bring his kids, or you would bring.
Sometimes, sometimes I brought my
Everybody
kid.
bring their kids on occasion. And like I would hang out with them for a second, and then like they loved the crap out of me because of it. They're like, oh yeah, he's cool. He hangs out with us.
Right.
When I'm not busy, sure, I'll come hang out with you guys. Have you guys feel involved? You know, and you're not just sitting there wondering why, like, oh, I'm just here because my dad brought me, kind of thing. You know.
Yep. My kid actually.
I remember feeling that way when I was younger. Yeah, I remember I felt that way when I was younger. When I like go to my dad's house, like hang out with my dad and his friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
That was one of those things that, as a kid, I never really appreciated, but now, kind of glad that I did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one of my dad's buddies. I'm friends with him on Facebook, and
yeah,
Dad and him had a falling out because my dad's pretty conservative and this buddy is liberal. And so they got into political arguments, and at some point, you know, rage quit. You know how that goes.
Yeah, it's kind of what happened with me and my dad for a minute.
Yeah. And so for a while there, he wasn't talking to this particular friend. And when I went down there the last time, I said, Dad, you've got to talk to this guy. You can't just let this one end this way. You know, you can't. He was good to me. He was good to us. It was the first time, because one time he came over, and I don't know what it was. I don't know how I presented it. I don't remember the story behind it. I just remember vague feelings. But I asked who he was, and he said, who do you think I am? And I said, William Shatner. And he goes, that's just who I am. So I have always called him William Shatner. That's not his name, but it's our little in joke. You know what I mean? Like, it's the thing that we have had for now 30 years, you know? And I'm like, I still do that with him. He and I still do that, even though this is Dad's buddy, and Dad and him haven't talked because political argument or whatever. And yada, yada, yada.
I highly doubt that your dad, or that he has a Ouija board to talk to your dad.
He might.
No, well, so before Dad passed away, I said, did you call him? And he said, yes, I called him. We talked. We had a great discussion for about 2 hours. And I'm like, good, because I wanted that to be wrapped up. So it was. So it was a very effective discussion. It's weird.
That's good, though.
That was very good. And that particular friend then wrote to me and told me, you know, thank you for doing that. And, you know, that was good. So it was, Dad was trying to get all the things wrapped up, and I really appreciated that.
Yeah. So we're going through who was Dad's friends? Like, we're having that.
Yeah, that's you're going through what I did with my mom. That's the reason. That's the reason that my dad and I did all of this stuff, was because that shit is brutal. That's horrible. And I don't envy you at all, Brian. That is the worst. I'm so sorry. I went down that road and that was ugly.
That's a hard road.
But I respect you for doing it. Just so you know. I mean, you know, for what it's worth. It is no fun at all.
Well, and you think you're going to be around a lot longer than what you actually are.
Well, and you never know. You never know.
Yeah.
My mom was 56 years old. That's only 6 years from now for me.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and my dad was convinced that he was going to die in his 50s because the rest of his family died then.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I have a few friends that they all thought they were going to be dead at 30 because that's what doctors kept telling them. And
Sure.
they lived way past 30, and they're like, "Well, I guess I don't know what to do now."
Right.
Like they're just like, I'm lost because like I thought I wasn't gonna make it this far."
Yeah, I mean, and it's one of those things. It's like
That's
on the
also hard
same
though.
token,
Like what you're going through though, like Brian.
we didn't think that mom was going to die at all.
Right.
You know, there was who thinks your mom's. I wasn't even out of my 20s yet. You know what I mean?
That
Like,
one's rough.
who thinks about that? My sister was like 26. You know?
Oh, my parents went through that kind of conversation with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say my mid 20s, we had that conversation of like, we're giving you this if anything happens to us, blah 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 blah. This is what we're like setting up for you, and all this other things. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And then like me and my mom started talking after everything that went on with like me and my dad and whatnot. And she's like, so what's gonna happen? And I was like, oh, me and my brother have already talked about it. We're selling everything. But the reasoning why is because like me and my brother we're not materialistic, sympathetical, but materialistic people.
Yeah.
So like
Sentimental.
And my dad, yeah, sentimental. And my dad's very materialistic. So like, there's really nothing that me and him would really keep. Maybe the motorcycles, but that's really about it. But that's something we would actually use. But everything else that he has, it's only value to him and no one else and none of us. And we're just kind of like, he thinks that it's gonna like keep gaining value. And we're like, no, this stuff actually doesn't. But I'm glad you like it.
And my mom did the same thing. I have some really weird things that she had.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends. I mean, and what I'm learning, of course, is that things gain or lose value depending on the people. Mom managed to get a baseball signed by the Colt 45s, which was the baseball team before the Houston Astros.
Oh, cool.
And the baseball's got all of their signatures on it.
Uh-huh.
But you have to find a collector for who's collecting Colt 45.
And who actually likes Colt 45. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's worthless.
Yeah. And I totally understand. My mom did the same thing. She was looking at it because she had like Wheaties boxes of like old athletes and that sign, and she's like, yeah, and like these are going to gain value. But I'm like, oh yeah, hopefully they do. And now we kind of look at it in the same boat because we were talking about it one day. She's like, yeah, I don't think these are like, this is a very niche thing. I'm like, yeah, it's a very niche thing now.
Well, and the thing is, if you can find that one collector, you'll make their day.
Oh yeah, totally.
And
but
you'll make some money.
That
whatever
one collector,
that they feel like
got
it's worth.
Junk forever. Yeah. And that's part of our problem my sister and I are running into, and my wife and I are now arguing about, not arguing, because we're both actually in the same page. I would hate to sell a thing, or just give it away to Goodwill, only to find out that we just gave away like $5,000, the most valuable thing ever. That would make
I gave away a Charizard card for $2.
Right?
Yeah.
I gave away a blue eyes white dragon.
Right. Well, and I mean, part of it is true. Some of my early Magic cards, I had betas, black border betas, and I gave them away. So I was like, I don't need these anymore, and I'm not playing this color, so here.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, some of those cards were in pristine condition because I didn't play them. I didn't play that color.
Right.
And now they're worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I feel stupid, but you can't play that game for your whole life. Dad and I were talking about that. He was like, these are the things I think are valuable, but I want you to try to sell everything within a year or two of my death, because otherwise you're just holding on to stuff in the hopes that, and you're going to be doing what you did with your mom's stuff. Yeah. And he's like, it's not worth it.
That's cool. You actually had that conversation. It's like,
yeah, we had a lot of great conversations. It's horrible to be where Brian is, but on the flip side, Brian, the way you're going to handle your mom is going to be completely different. And
Yeah.
it's your mom and you are going to go down like my dad and I did, which is good because my mom and I went down like your dad and you went. And it's like everything's chaotic, nothing's straightened out. You're finding things like why did you switch tools? Weird. You're going to be finding people he was talking to and jobs that he hasn't finished. And I mean, like, it's going to be bizarre. And you're going to be like, so frustrating. I had the same problem with my mom. If you need support on that, by the way, just give me a holler. I'm here.
Yeah.
And like I said,
Hopefully not.
literally within this. Yeah. You seem to have everything under control, but sometimes it can just be totally overwhelming.
Control is a
Relative statement.
relative statement right now. I have things under some semblance of I know what's going on.
Yep. I
And
get
a
it.
lot of it is I'm having to predict things that everyone else is like 2 steps behind me on. Because I'm watching the way the tea leaves are falling and going, I need to have a plan for this. Just be on the safe side. Oh, look, it's going exactly how I thought it was going to go. It's a good thing I had this plan.
Do you have conflict with your siblings over possession of stuff?
No.
Okay, good.
At least not right now.
Boy, that was one of the best things ever. My sister and I were like, yeah, no, you can keep this, I'll keep this. And we were just like, everything was so easy. She was okay with what I kept and I was okay with what she kept. And you know what I mean? Like no arguments, no fights. That was brilliant.
Well, and everything that Dad owned went to Mom anyways.
Yep.
So it just made sense. And then...
Which, of course, my parents were divorced, so that was not the way things rolled down.
My parents are too, and they both, even when they were together, like, nope, if any of us goes, one of you are getting it. I'm like, all right, cool. But it's also me and my brother both look at the same thing. It's like, we're so different that we're just both kind of look at all of what they have, and we're just like, it's nothing that we would need or use.
Well, and that's the thing. My sister and I are night and day as well, which helped.
I think my brother's a little bit more materialistic than I am, but
well, the things that I wanted to keep to remember Mom by were not the same things that she wanted to keep to remember Mom by. Cool. We had different memories of things. You know, things had different meaning, and so it was extraordinarily useful in that instance because, you know, I wanted to keep this thing. Like I kept the candy jar, and she didn't care. And so I put all my dice in the candy jar. So the candy jar now sits in the middle of our table downstairs, loaded with dice, which feels just like it should. I mean, like I could see my mom going, oh no, that fits. That fits, you know. Like, I think
it's a candy jar and the dice look like candy.
Right, exactly. It looks like candy, and inside the candy jar is a whole bunch of multicolored things that are always in there. And you know where the dice are in our house. You know, it's like it fits. And so, and I know that my mom and I had a lot of discussions about geekdom, and because she was such a sports fan, that she was like, we're the same in this instance. We're both geeks. Yeah. It's just that my geekdom is sports and your geekdom is Star Trek. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that was actually like one of the principles of Geek Tank when we made it, was that everybody is a geek in some way. They've got some kind of geekdom, and you can't knock the sports fans because they're the same as us. You know, they're just they're wearing instead of wearing a Starfleet uniform, they're wearing the team's uniform. You know?
Oh, yeah, no, it's still the same thing.
Yeah, it's still the same thing. And that made a that made it totally. And you know, of course, Mom was such a sports nut. She had teams all over the place that she was fond of. She even had Aussie Rules football teams she followed.
Who?
Australian football. She followed
Oh,
the Hawthorne Hawks. It was her team. To this day, I still know like things about the Hawthorne Hawks, and I'm like, I don't even know why I know this stuff, but I do. It's so funny. It's even weirder when I was in Japan, ran into Australians, obviously, and then I just start talking football with them, and they're like, "How do you know all this?" And I'm like completely messing. I'm like, "You have to understand, my mom was a real bizarre sports fan. She loved it. It was a wonderful thing for her, and she was happy. And I didn't care because she was happy, and that's okay." But it was still funny. She even had like teams she hated, and oh man, it was some funny stuff. I've got a buddy of mine from a long, long time ago who he's an Aussie, and I've known him long enough to harangue him, and so I get on him for his football team all the time. He's a sports fan too, so that makes it even funnier. Oh, did you change the music?
yes, it did.
Okay, good. It stops sometimes.
Huh.
So that uh-oh was me thinking it stopped. So as long as it was you, I don't care. I'm good.
I just figured we'd listen to that track long enough and people are probably getting sick of hearing it.
Yeah. Oh, I did put in a trouble ticket or a bug report for the fact that when you and I log in, it gives us the next person who logs in as an admin. It changes the name for that. So I put in a trouble ticket for that. Just so you're cognizant and aware.
Cool. We should also put in a ticket for like when we're like co-hosts should have like a slot for each host. Like right now, because you're paid, it's only slots for you. I don't know if I pay if it would add slots to that.
Oh, we need to figure out how to. No, you need to be able to pair because Colton's
Yeah,
paired right now.
yeah, but I can't pair as a co-host.
Right, you can't pair as a co-host. That's a good one too. Now, because you're right, as a co-host, you should be able to pair. Okay, I'm going to change the track again because this one's got a lot of that's driving me crazy. It's enough to keep everybody awake there.
Look at black shoes.
Dang it. Oh, man. See, now I'm approaching Brian's speeds.
Powering through it.
Oh no!
No, but by the
No.
time tonight's over, I will have done 2 pages today.
This is unacceptable.
Right?
I just start taking on the lemon.
But I mean, that's why I like to use the maquettes, is because I can hit the speed now that's similar to Brian's speeds, which he does without maquettes, I might add. However, that's all right. I'm going to gloss over that part of this whole discussion.
I feel attacked.
But yeah, this morning on the show, I plotted these pages out, and by the time we clear tonight, I will have done 2 pages completely from scratch starting this morning.
There are gems in there. That's what's going on. Got it. Okay.
Why moment? Oh yeah, that looks good. There's like 5 people and a cow. 2 cows. There's 2 cows. She looks all frenetic. There's 2 cows.
We got cows.
Yep. This is an important sub scene. So I'm making sure she's frenetic here. Looks a little more frenetic, like you know, like she's.
Purple and pink.
I dig this lo-fi. It's very lo-fi.
Yes, it is.
I realize how easy it would be to do Star Trek 1 shuttlecraft in Blender, as I realize that their pockets are effectively those shuttlecraft from Star Trek 1. Just little wedges.
And I'll put a happy little wedge right here.
Yep, you know what'll happen. Same matter of time. I can already tell this was the wrong maquette. Luckily, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. George is being destructive. Once again,
Oh,
I don't know what he's up to, but he's up to something. Generally, no good. I can
it's
hear
quiet.
him rumbling
Too
around.
quiet.
It's quiet. Too quiet. I certainly hear him rumbling about, though. He's like an elephant. How does a cat become like an elephant? I swear.
Especially that size of a cat.
Right? He's not a big cat. I mean, he's getting Tom-sized, but sort of slowed down somewhere on the line. Ish. It's not like he's huge. So I've got another house to shoot tomorrow.
Nice.
I've gone from not really having a whole lot of shoots to having a lot of shoots all of a sudden. That's really cool. I'm actually pretty
awesome.
excited. Like I've had 2 a week for the last 2 weeks, which is like mind blowing. I don't even know how to handle that. It's like suddenly I have money and it's great. So anyway, yeah, it's cool. It's out in Aurora. That'll be interesting. We'll see how that works.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm on the north side of town. The cool thing is, it's with my buddy, the real estate agent. And the reason I say that is because he's like, if you just drive up to my house, we'll drive together, and I'll pay for the gas. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, thanks, man.
Thank you, friend.
Right. And he makes a lot more off these houses than I do. So it's nice whenever he does that, because I'm like, if you do that, then I don't have to worry about the fact that technically it costs like $50 for me to shoot that house, which I only charge you $100 for. However, before I forget, it's about the battery.
I have some strong opinions about that guy.
Which guy?
About what you just said. About how much you're charging versus how much it costs you.
Because he's my friend and he's the guy who's gotten me all of my other jobs, I give him a discounted rate.
Okay.
Yeah. Because of that, he usually buys me lunch or dinner and drives me when it's not super close. So, anyway, we got a deal. We're working it out. Back in the day, I wasn't charging a lot in the very beginning because I wanted to compete. And there are a couple of kind of like, I don't even know how to, like, they're cookie cutter house photography people. And they charge nothing, like $50 to shoot a house. And it's aggravating because they're not actually charging $50 to shoot a house. What they do is they charge $50 to take one picture, but they don't tell you that. So they go out to shoot the house. They take one picture and say $50. You say, well, we need more pictures than that. Oh, well, that'll be $200. And they bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to do that. That's not my style as a businessman. But if I go in there and say $200, they're like, well, we'll go with these guys because they're $50. And then they have to go with them, find out they suck, and then come back to me. And then they don't want to because they feel, they feel crappy that they did it wrong. You know what I mean? It's like,
Do you warn them about the fact that they're doing 50 and then if you want more than one picture, it's 200?
I didn't quite catch on to what was happening until later. I just thought they were charging $50. So I charged $100, which was like the lowest I could get away with for the time and effort that I put into doing it, and rolled with that for a while. And then later found out through word of mouth, mostly through my buddy, that was what was going on. And by then I had already set my prices for him. So I raised my prices for other people.
Okay.
Not
as long as you're not continuing to do that insanity.
No. It's all good. I got it under control. But thank you for watching out for me. Because legit, I need somebody to watch out for me. Sometimes I'm stupid, and I know it. I feel like Brent hangs out with us and then just conks out with like the phone on his chest or something. I don't know. Because he's like in the middle of a thought over there and he hasn't typed anything for an hour. And I'm like, well, I mean, he must have gone to sleep, which is totally fine. But it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like I'm like, man, I think he just like falls asleep in the middle of like.
I think that's literally what happened. Is he was like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah.
Right?
It's the lo-fi.
Hey, the lo-fi is cool. I dig
Hey,
this lo-fi.
I am not nailing
Not
the
opposed.
lo-fi.
Yeah. You're not dissing the lo-fi. I'm just kind of glad that I don't have to provide music.
Right.
I mean, I didn't mind providing music, but if the whole point here was so that Brian could also run the show, you know, he can't really get on my computer and make my computer play music. So it's kind of that, you know.
True.
No, I would find royalty-free music to play on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, I know we'd figure it out. It's nice that we don't have to.
Yeah.
Because this makes it consistent. It's consistent. And as Brent was commenting on a couple of nights ago, the music has become its own character in our show now, because you and I are sitting there going, should we do lo-fi or should we do this? Should we do that? And we sit there and fiddle with it and we fuss with it, and it becomes a funny character in and of its own right. Because we're weird. But we knew that.
I'm gonna go zonk out. I'm tired.
Speaking of zonking,
Yeah.
all of this talk about going to sleep has made you decide you need to go to sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fair.
All right, guys. Well, have
Good
a good
night.
night.
Catch you later.
We, on the other hand, are going to keep working
Yes.
because we got works to do. I gotta go get fingerprinted tomorrow. It's kind of weird, but not horrible.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was talking with the streamer, and they were trying to find someone to do this piece of artwork, and they were just going through and going, I can't find anybody. And like, one of the things that really annoyed her was no one had easy to get to commission sheets, including you, Guy.
I think you can do it right off my website, can't you?
You have to go looking for it on your website. It's not
Really?
apparent. Yes. I actually gave her your name, and she couldn't find your commission sheet.
Commissions are open. Just click this picture.
So
I don't mean to be like complaining, but this is the landing page. And it says commissions are open. Just click the picture. Click. And there's my commissions with prices.
okay.
I mean, I'm
So
not saying that she's wrong. I'm just saying, no, wait a minute. I specifically made it easy.
but yeah, she was really having a lot of hard times trying to find.
Well, and
People
maybe what the
to-
problem is, she didn't like my work, and that's okay. That is
Oh, that's
absolutely acceptable.
fine, yeah.
That is,
But it wasn't
absolutely
just you. There was a lot of people in which they make their commission sheets very hard to find. I
Yeah,
thought that was kind of disturbing, you know?
I'm more disturbed because I believe her solely. I really believe her. And so I'm more concerned that maybe only I can see it working properly. And maybe it doesn't work properly to other humans. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because I've noticed that happens a lot when I do the building site, when I build the site outright. Sometimes it works perfectly on my machine and then will not work for anyone else. So that's really what I'm more concerned about. If she didn't, it may also have been that she just looked at my style and said, I don't need that. And that's totally cool. There is nothing wrong with that at all.
No.
Which may mean that she did actually find my site just fine. She just didn't like the style. And that's also absolutely acceptable.
Well, but she was going through several different people
Uh-huh.
and having the same complaint. Like not style wise, but just
yeah, I'd love to hear what the complaint was for me, because like I said, it should be just one click. And if she can't see it, then other people can't see it, and this might explain why I've never gotten any commissions. Even though I did set it up to be absolutely straight up and straightforward.
it might only be straightforward to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if there's something screwed up with the coding and it works perfectly as long as it's running on my machine. Of which that website was built on. So naturally, it would run fine on my machine. It was built here, you know.
Yeah. You built that plugin?
Right? So you were the first person she ran into that actually had an open commission sheet that worked. That's interesting. And kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, that's actually very bad.
Mm-hmm. I mean, my website notwithstanding, you can't take a commission. You're definitely not helping yourself here.
No. But like I was looking at it and going, I already know her character, and I know what she likes for humor. So for someone like me, it would be very easy to pull off what she wants. I kind of know her taste.
Yeah, and probably better anyway. In light of that,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, always a bummer if I lose a commission, sure. But on the flip side, I'd rather the drawing got done right. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's all well and good to want a commission, but I'd rather they get done right. Uh, our lo-fi has gotten all like clinking glasses over here. Binky? Gurgunk? Right? You know what? Now I'm really worried that maybe it isn't working correctly. So let me go see if it actually will email me. Let's see if that came through, because it's also entirely plausible that they emailed me and I never saw it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Do you need keys? I'll need keys for
Linear burn. Just do normal. Go that way with it.
And then again, I mean, on the flip side, I'm not seeing the email coming in. So maybe I don't receive them. That would suck.
I'm sorry, Guy. I didn't mean to give you more problems.
Why isn't it working? It was totally working. Well, damn. I don't think my website's actually sending anything now. Why isn't it doing that? Well, that would explain a great many things, like why I never get any commissions. It's because it doesn't send anything to my computer. Not you.
I'm sorry, guy.
Nah, it's one of those things. If nobody points it out, I'll never know.
Yeah.
So rather you pointed it out. Now I know that's probably why people might have been commissioning me this entire time. I would never know. But that's a certain level of frustration to that. That's like, that's just not fair. You know?
Yeah. But it's also a level of looking out for you too. You know that I respect you as an artist to the point that I was trying to send
Business
stuff
my
your
way.
way.
I totally appreciate you. You're not my frustration point.
Yeah.
My website's my frustration point, especially since I recall I spent an inordinate amount of time fixing this problem. So it makes it even worse and more complicated because I fixed it so it would stop doing this. And it's doing it again, which means that somewhere along the line, some widget didn't get flipped, and it, instead of, since no humans watching it, and since I don't use my website very much, it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating. It's going to be this weekend's job to fix it,
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll get it fixed. Tell your buddy that I appreciate. Well, if she's still listening, I know she's lurking. I'll fix it somewhere along the line. He's following me on Twitch, though. That's cool. I did. Twitch is reporting to me perfectly.
Hey,
Nobody
there you
else
go.
is, but Twitch is.
Okay.
And as my buddy Alex would say, you are not sorry either because you're helping. So you can't be sorry because you're actually doing a good thing. Don't be sorry for doing a good thing.
I know, but I feel bad that I'm like the bearer of bad news,
And don't feel bad. So, you know what? That website's been up for like a year and a half, probably 2 years now. And I've never gotten an email from it since the first days when I tested it and the test worked. And tested it today. I haven't even touched it in 2 years, and tested it today, and it did not, in fact, respond to me. So that means the email's been broken sometime in the last 2 years. Someday, somewhere, it just stopped working. And you're the first person to tell me in 2 years. So actually, I'm really grateful. Be the bearer of bad news. Otherwise, I would have never figured it out.
Yeah.
I'm swapping the lo-fi.
Go for it.
Nope.
Now that's napkin. That's still napkin.
Is it napping?
Oh, my fill tool. Am I like capping this thing out?
What do you mean?
Yeah. Just needs a little. Ah, that's my problem. Okay. Alright, let's see if that. There we go. That's better.
Yep. And what it'll mean is that by tomorrow, I will have gotten 5 more pages done this week.
That's good. That's really good.
And a great clip. Yep. I mean, all jokes aside, you know, that's a good clip, good solid clip. Things are working well. And page 8 here on the left side, I did at the drawing club on my Surface. So there is the capability of doing this on Surface on the Surface remotely. So that's good. There's our 5-minute goal.
Wow.
Time sure is fun when you're having flies.
Yeah.
Computer, turn off Swampy McCooler Pants.
What the? What?
Oh, you've never heard me talk about my swamp cooler, have you?
No.
Guess what's on remote control now?
I'm surprised you're not talking about it as calling it the Swampy Bottom Boys.
No, it's Swampy McCooler Pants.
Swampy McCooler Pants.
As my wife says, that look right there is the reason we call it that. I didn't realize I hadn't said anything, otherwise I would have made a little bit more of a deal about it.
Oh my god, that is beautiful.
but it's cool up here, and I'm realizing that the swamp cooler is definitely doing its job. But I'm also realizing that if I'm comfortable, then my family is ice cubes. And I'm cognizant of this. Remember a few years back when the Oceanographic Institute of wherever in the UK decided to put to the internet to name their new boat,
Oh,
and the
boat.
answer
What do you make boat face?
that's where this comes from.
And then everything became something
Something
McFace.
face. Yeah, that's where Swampy McCooler Pants came from. It's been modified because at the time we had a 5-year-old, and the 5-year-old was much more interested in pants because that was funnier. So that's where all of that comes from. It was funny though. At some point in time, we had a cooling and heating and cooling expert over or whatever, and he's like, "I am sorry, this is really unprofessional, but can I please take a picture of the title of your swamp cooler?" It was like,
And
it's not
yes,
unprofessional, and of course you can, because that's the whole point, is to make people smile and have a good day. You know what I mean? Like sometimes days suck, and it's just good to have something stupid to make you go, "That was good. I'm good now." You know?
sometimes you need to laugh.
Yep. Are you okay, Mr. Spock? Yes. Sometimes you just need to laugh.
Didn't they give Spock like the creepiest laugh ever when he actually laughed?
Yeah, well, in the instance that I'm referring to was a couple of episodes back on Strange New Worlds. So,
Ah,
and he just goes, "Ha!" And everybody looks around and like on the bridge. And Pike goes, Are you okay, Mr. Spock? And he goes, "Yes, as you said, sometimes things go so bad that you must only laugh." It's classic Spock. He's like, "I will make up a laugh." Why are we in Japanese mode? I don't know. Okay, 12:01. And I am clear for the day.
oh, there you go.
And we have cleared 2 pages today. I mean, from maquettes to fully inked.
Good.
And I had to build pieces of the bridge still because there was like pieces that weren't there. And so like, oh. So even with that, I still was building pieces. All right, let's take a look at the overview. See what we got. It'd be cool when we finally get to the point where they're all connected. Or like an entire run of pages is done. Because of course I do pages completely different from the way you did them.
Yeah.
So mine, like you look at this here, we've got page 2, 3, 4, page 6 and 7. Now page 8 and 9 are done. Page 10 is prepped. Page 12 is prepped. 14 and 15 are going to be partials. And then 17 is done.
So it's left hand.
And then it's like, from then it gets spotty to the end of it.
So this. Okay. But hey, you're getting it done.
Yeah. Well, all of a sudden, we're going to have next week, because I've got to do the pilot house over the weekend, and that's what I'm going to do. Once I have the pilot house in, we'll be it all of a sudden snap in within 2 days. I'll have all the way up to page 18 complete. And it'll just pop in all of a sudden. And it'll be like bizarre. I mean, this is exactly how it went with Tamerlane. And I remember that being so weird. I'd be like, on the first day, I've got, page 4 and then 7 and maybe 13 done. And then all of a sudden, one of the models will be complete. I'll be dinking around in Blender and I'll finish a model. And once I do, it's complete all the way through to like 18.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm going to do tomorrow morning. Finish all the bridge work. Because once we do all the bridge work, we'll be able to go through a ton of this. The bridge was the most important set. So now that it's complete, I'm ready to go. So, but I'm going to go to bed because I got kind of a busy day tomorrow. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I should really do the same thing. It's been a hellish day for me today. Tomorrow's going to be really, really busy. But it shouldn't be as chaotic.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm leaving. You want to keep going and then shut the show down when you're ready, or you want me to close it out?
No, close it out.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then, if you join me. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
And bye, everybody.
Bye.